State leaders say freezing federal aid would impact as many as 1,000 state as well as thousands of employees who rely on federal funding for salaries. Danny Spiewak heard from the governor in the last few hours and joins us from the Capitol. Danny?
This afternoon, Minnesota joined 22 other states in the U.S. filing a federal lawsuit against the Trump administration over this freeze, this memo that came down from the Trump administration. Now, this is separate. This is a lawsuit filed in the District of Rhode Island. This is different than the other lawsuit filed in D.C. That's where the temporary pause until Monday came from. So with a flurry of court action right now, that's just adding to the uncertainty for state programs in Minnesota.
During a budget year at the state capitol, government agencies in Minnesota are rushing to figure out what the Trump administration's freeze on federal grants could mean.
This is not bold. It's not leadership. It's stupid, buffoonish, childish.
On Tuesday, Governor Walz announced that Minnesota has joined nearly 24 other states in a federal lawsuit against the Trump administration.
But in the 8 days that he's been in office, he's forced me to figure out ways to sue him almost every day.
According to the state, a freeze has the potential to impact up to 1,000 state programs.
There's a fair amount of ambiguity about what we're dealing with here.
State Budget Commissioner Aaron Campbell estimates an overall financial impact of $1.9 billion per month to the state. Almost half of that involves Medicaid, but other areas touched by a freeze could include infrastructure, healthcare, and childcare programs.
Today, we're really scrambling to pull that information together and hope to have more complete information to share with all of you and, frankly, our state agencies and employees as soon as possible.
Although the Minnesota House is not operating right now because of a political dispute, party leaders in the state Senate are working through what this might mean for budget negotiations. GOP Senator Eric Pratt said we need to be sure that vital programs are uninterrupted, and this should be a fairly easy task to meet within the timeline given. Meanwhile, DFL Senate leader Aaron Murphy said this extreme executive order throws our existing and future budgets into jeopardy.
I understand that the people voted, and Kamala Harris and I lost an election to Donald Trump. 77 million people voted for him. That's 23% of the population. That is not a mandate to squash the Constitution.
State officials here in Minnesota also reported having trouble accessing a portal for Medicaid reimbursements earlier this morning to the tune of almost $400 million that they were having trouble accessing. But eventually, they say they were able to. Other states were having the same problem. The White House says it was aware of the issue and that it's being fixed. And it's really unclear right now what this means, if anything, for Medicaid. Just states across the country trying to sort all this out here in the last couple of hours. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Danny.